On our right-hand side, we have the Garden Association. It was established in 1842. It was modeled after British parks, and it's one of the best preserved 19th century parks we have in Sweden today. The Lock Bridge, because it lies where the last remaining lock in Gothenburg can be seen on our right-hand side after the bridge. It was built in 1873, so it's over 150 years old. But it's still in use, among others, by us. 19th turn here, but when Gothenburg was founded, the moat continued on our right-hand side, ended up by Lilla Bommen, just passed under the Queen's Bridge, and on our right-hand side, for the Queen's Square. One of Gothenburg's 3 city gates used to be here, the Queen's Gate, hence the name of the bridge. The ice building on our left-hand side was built in the mid-1700s as a sugar refining plant. When it was built, it was surrounded on all sides by water. But nowadays, only this canal remains. On our right-hand side, we have the Gustav Adolf Square, where there's a statue of the founder king, Gustavus Adolphus. According to legend, the king made that pose on a hill nearby, pointed down towards the swamp below it, and said, "This is where the city shall be." Big block of a building on our right-hand side were the warehouses and headquarters of the Swedish East India Trading Company, a company founded to trade in particular with China. Trade in goods like sugar, beer, porcelain, tea, silk, one of the most profitable companies in Swedish history, after, of course, IKEA. It was also the first company in Sweden in which you could buy stocks. Nowadays, it is the home of the Gothenburg City Museum, where you can go to find out more about our city's history. Welcome to the Gothenburg Harbor and the Göta River, the largest harbor in Scandinavia, the largest river in Sweden. The Göta River flows all the way from Lake Vänern up north to Kattegat down south. So if you head south, you can go out to the Atlantic Ocean and out into the world. If you head north, you can go all the way to Stockholm via the Göta Canal that goes through. Right-hand side is Marieholm, built in the 1930s for the Swedish America Line. Her job was to sail around in the Baltic Sea, pick up people in Finland, Poland, and the Baltic states, bring them here to Gothenburg, where they hopped on bigger ships to go across the Atlantic Ocean to the United States and Canada. These ships on the right-hand side are the Maritime Museum, one of the world's largest floating museums if you count by number of ships. They have a few different boats, among them a submarine and this destroyer on the edge. Småland was built here in Gothenburg in 1952 and did experience mechanical workshops downriver. It's dangerous and menacing, but in 2001 there was a big international meeting here in Gothenburg. George W. Bush was going to be here, so the United States demanded that we swap out all the missiles on Småland for fake ones made of plastic, just in case. Called the Lipstick, was built in 1989 with the ambition to become a landmark rivaling the Eiffel Tower in Paris, and it has become very famous. No less than 7 times the Lipstick has been voted to be the ugliest building in Sweden, and we are so proud. In 1994, it was designed to fit into the harbor of Gothenburg both in color and shape. It's supposed to have a rusty iron color, and from some angles, the entire opera house is supposed to look like a ship. This is where the moat ended up before they filled in the part between the lock and Lilla Bommen. The bark Viking was built in 1906 in Copenhagen, Denmark. Originally, it was a school ship used to educate new sailors. In total, she's gone several times around the world, to Australia and back, among other places. But nowadays, it's a hotel, restaurant, and event boat. Engel building city. We built a lot of boats here for a very long time, but especially in the 1900s. And at that time, we had 3 major shipyards: Götaverken, Lindholmen, and Eriksberg. Götaverken was right here. It was the largest shipyard. They had over 5,000 employees at their peak, second largest employer in all of Sweden at one point. But after the oil crisis in the 1970s, we had a shipyard crisis here in Gothenburg. Lindholmen and Eriksberg went bankrupt in the 1970s. But Götaverken instead had a long, slow, inevitable decline until the last shipyard workers left for the last time. The Holman shipyard used to be shut down in the 1970s, a new type of industry, IT. There are a lot of tech companies here, so many that Lindholmen is sometimes called Gothenburg's own little Silicon Valley. Chalmers University of Technology support their campuses here where they educate engineers and sea captains. Here at Lindholmen, built the Karla Tower, highest tower in Scandinavia, 246 meters high. And here in Gothenburg, we like to give nicknames to buildings. And the Karla Tower is, of course, called the Zipper. The Zipper or the Fly, because of how it looks. Actually, Gothenburg expanded beyond the moat, and Haga was one of the first neighborhoods incorporated into Gothenburg.